on, guys? It's Mike. We're here with another episode of the Made in New York podcast with fashion designer Mery Racauchi. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, your story.
Hey, Mike. I'm from Argentina. I came here 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I started with the brand when I was 21. I'm 27 now.
Okay.
And I always loved fashion design. So since I was in school, I did my own clothes. I started selling to the people that went to university with me. And then I was like, I'm gonna have a brand. So I met my partner Ringo, and we decided to open this brand. And we had a store in Argentina, in the Soho district of Argentina.
Okay.
And it was very colorful. So it was something special for Argentina because they don't generally use too many colors and things.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit revolutionary, and I started dressing celebrities, musicians, and it was good. So then I decided to come here because for me New York is the center of the world in fashion.
Okay.
And I moved here. I started with shoes. I've been developing in different parts of the world because I used to produce in Argentina, but I started producing in Italy and trying all different kinds of manufacturers. But I also met Sofia Racing, my actual partner, and we decided to do Mery Playa.
Okay.
And that's how we developed our bikini line.
Okay.
And now I'm totally focused on that.
So you had a functioning business in Argentina prior to coming to New York. Other than New York being the fashion mecca or one of the fashion meccas, was it were you in a situation that you needed to come to New York in order to grow your business to the next level? Did you hit your ceiling as to what you could do in Argentina?
Yeah, we needed to come here because the economic situation in Argentina is not good at all. Mm-hmm. So it was complicated to produce, to have certain kind of prices. I do things that are really complicated to make, and it's not too many clients to pay for that. Mm-hmm. So here it's perfect.
So you've been in New York for 2.5 years now.
Yes.
How have you seen your business impacted being here and having a lot more opportunity than what you had in Argentina?
I think it's easy to grow here because you met a lot of people that have the interest to work with you, to help you grow. Everybody knows people. You met people and they're like, oh yeah, I can give your things to this
person
singer or blah blah, and it's easier to grow, and you're international, so you receive messages from people from all around the world hey, I love your bikinis, I'm from Australia, or influencers that want to wear, and yeah, it's easier to spread the word.
So you've seen your business expand exponentially since you've been here in New York?
Yeah, I just launched Mery Playa. It was in June.
Okay.
So with 2 months of having the brand, we did our first New York Fashion Week. So it was big, and now we're planning Swim Week and different things.
Nice.
It's easy to grow here.
So obviously in Argentina, English is not the first language, but you speak very well. Did you learn English in Argentina?
Yeah, I went to a school that mostly everything was in English in Argentina, so that's one of the reasons that I know English. But I also love reading lyrics of all the songs, so I learned English that way. So
what are some of your favorite artists, or what are some songs you've really connected with?
Since I came here, I love rap.
Really?
Post Malone is fun.
Okay.
Baby, Russ. Those artists are fun. But I love everything. Even Miley Cyrus. I always love songs.
Nice. So one of your statement pieces or features is pink.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Okay. So I always loved pink and unicorns and all that kind of things in Argentina, so everybody knew me because of that. I used to wear I went to Vegas once and I had a pink pony bag, and that picture was kind of viral and everybody loved that. And my hair, I always changed my hair colors because I don't know, I got bored, so I was black, blonde, purple, black, pink and purple, but I don't know, it was something with the pink color. So when I came here, I was I had to be one person, I can't be a million persons. Mm-hmm. So I was okay, I'm gonna do my hair pink, and it's also because I really want to empower women to be whoever they want to be, because I think that's something it was difficult for me in Argentina, because people might not be that wide. So it's if you want to be yourself, you get a lot of judgment back, oh, I have pink hair, what are you, freak? So here it's so easy to be who
Right.
you want to be because nobody cares.
Right.
So I just want to empower women to be whoever they want to be and to wear whatever they want to wear, even if are like very colorful clothes and nobody's wearing them. So I also came up with the idea of doing the pink undersoles of the shoes. They're all pink, and all the linings of the bikinis are pink.
Okay.
Everything's pink.
That's dope. So talking about empowering, I've seen you've done a lot of stuff, at least with your Mery Playa Fashion Week show, around like the body positive, like you had plus size models. So talk to me a little about where that comes from and your inspiration to empower through that.
I think it's like everybody needs to feel good with what they're wearing, and there are a lot of brands, especially, I mean, for example, in Argentina, some sizes are not too big, and here they have even bigger sizes, but I think everybody needs to like feel good with what they're wearing, and to know that it's not only for skinny girls. Like, it's okay to be skinny, but it's okay to be curvy. Like, you can be whatever you want to be, and you should fit. So I'm planning on doing like all the sizes. At the moment we have like 4 sizes, but my idea is to have like 8.
And what is the reaction been to that?
Well, people love it because it's like they feel included, and that's what I want. I don't want them to feel like, oh, no, this is only for like supermodels. Even though my partner is a supermodel, she feels like me. Like we both want everybody to fit on our swimwear, and people is like, thank you. I really feel like very empowered by this, and they buy. There's a lot of like plus size people buying.
That's great.
Yeah, after the show especially.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely amazing. And one thing that I noticed, and I'm full disclosure, not like very much into fashion, because I watch, like when I watch these shows, it's the clothes are always so dramatic to me sometimes. So like you'll never see somebody even in Soho wearing some of that. Yet when I watch from your show, it seems like everything could be on the beach tomorrow. Was that intentional?
Yeah, we want to like make everything super like happy and fun, and that's why we decided to put like raincoats and like leg warmers and like everything for me.
So you've focused, at least so far from here, from what I understand, on like shoes and swimwear.
Yes, but
was that like a typical everyday Mery dress wear, and like when you were younger, and that's like how you segued into that start, or is like
no, I used to dress like with different kind of things, like different like special things. I did like my own dresses, mixing different parts of like, let's say, a t-shirt with another t-shirt, and like mixing stuff.
That's cool.
But I always like the swimwear. I love the beach and the vibes. So it's like I love that, but I also think it's cool to being able to mix it with whatever you want. Even wearing like baggy pants, and you can wear like monokini and sneakers, and you can wear wherever you want. But I always used to produce a lot of things. Like I do bags, do jackets. I started with denim jeans.
Really?
That was my start. Yeah, hand painted. And with studs. That was like crazy. It was 2011.
Wow, that's cool. So one thing I read is getting into this. At least one of the first things you did was designing clothes for your Barbies.
Yeah.
When was the last time you did that?
Oh, to be honest, I love miniatures, so I always like thinking about like doing little things, even like for little dolls or something, and I just like draw it or imagine about that. But the last time I really did something for a doll might be like university, like 5 years ago.
Okay.
But I would love to do a Barbie. Like that's like I also have like the Mery character. It's like a pink face.
Okay.
I would love to do a doll with that and sell it to the girls.
Have you thought about like doing a Barbie fashion show with smaller versions of like what you have on your bigger?
Yeah, I wanted to do a campaign. I did a campaign like that. Like you saw Mini Mery, like
I did not.
In a world. Oh,
okay.
I didn't show you.
Okay.
We did like big bags, and I'm like with you, so I'm like jumping on the bag.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I would love to do like something with Barbie and like make them walk with the bikinis, or doing a Mery Playa for a Barbie.
So if anybody from Barbie is watching, you gotta definitely reach out to Mery. We'll make sure this happens. We're trying to connect people. We have another interview. We're trying to connect somebody with Elon Musk. So
Okay.
yeah, now we just need to do it. So Barbie, get on this. You have a partner that's a supermodel you mentioned. How did you build that relationship, and talk to me a little bit about what it's like running a business with a partner rather than on your own?
Well, we met in different kind of events here, and we never talked much, to be honest. But it was like all good, like, hi, how are you? And one day I was like, oh, it would be great to do like a bikini line with a supermodel that really knows about bikinis, because she knows all the fit. She knows like, no, this doesn't look good. I'm more like, I don't care how it looks, I love it. Like, and she's more like, she's very perfectionist. So I told her like, hey, Sophie, I think we should do a bikini line, and she was like, yeah, of course, that's my dream. I always wanted to do one. So it was like perfect. And we started developing this, and she's a very good she was very good drawing. So she designed like everything, and having a partner, it's like you have to share the decisions, you know, like you can go alone and say like, I'm doing this. But I think it's good too, because sometimes you don't consider some things that other people are considering, and then you're like, oh, I wish somebody told me, and now it's like somebody else.
So because she's a perfectionist and you're more like a little free will to throw it out there, like, do you guys have creative arguments as to direction of things sometimes?
Yeah, totally. I'm more like rock and roll, whatever. I want to do a super video in the Empire States with the monsters. Like, no, wait, maybe we should do something more like in the beach. But we always figure it out.
So, do you have any advice to those who want to get into the business? Because I know, especially now with Instagram, everybody wants to be everything, you know, and running a business is not easy, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize. But for those that actually understand that and are you know, either working for somebody else right now or have these dreams, like what advice might you give an aspiring designer?
I think, first of all, to take care of the money, because it goes fast here in New York, and producing things, it's a lot of money. But if you take it slow and you just do one thing and then you show it to the people, you start seeing if they like it, like not to rush and produce a million samples and then trying to sell and then having stuff in your room and stuff everywhere, because it happened to me a million times, like doing something just because I wanted to do it, not even asking anybody, having a million boxes in my place, and it's a lot of money, because then you have to like sell it cheap or it's expensive up there. So yeah, to take care of that, maybe even try to have like investors when they start, if it's not possible or if they don't want that, just take it slow.
Okay. What advice might you give early Mery now?
Not to run and not to care about the collections, because I was very like, no, I have to do a new collection, a new collection, a new collection every 6 months. But that's, I think, more for like brands that are already established. So I've been running and stressing over collections and not focusing on selling. So I had a lot of like things and a lot of stock.
Okay, well that actually segues to my next question. What's been your best-selling item so far? And it could be approximate if you don't know exactly.
I can say it's like the Pegasus bikini,
Okay.
like 3 colors. But if I go back to all Mery things I did, boots, like a black pair of boots, like with kind of crocodile style and like fur. But the fur they were like leg warmers of fur, and then you put the boots, so we were able to wear them with fur or without fur, and people went crazy with those boots. I might make them again.
Why?
No, I can make them again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Has that been like so some lines will like drop something once and that's it, they'll never re-release a design.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way, or you're like, you know, at some point I could re-drop this?
No, at this point I don't care, but at that point I was like, no, it's a new season, I can't sell the same. But then you realize that if you have a bestseller, you have to keep selling it like forever. Like,
what's been something like product-wise that's done well that shocked you? And like, oh, I didn't expect that.
They were like denim pants, and they were like half denim here, and this was called black leggings. They were like half and half, and they were sold out like new.
Interesting. I might almost wear something like that. That sounds cool. It's like shorts, but with like leg warmers.
Yeah, so yes, and you look like skinny legs and everything.
Yeah, I don't have skinny legs, but that's a whole other conversation in itself. So I noticed this yesterday. You posted on social that you didn't get into much detail, but you've been busy working on some film stuff lately.
Yeah.
So obviously there's probably some stuff you can't share, but tell us a little bit about what you're working on and how this came to be.
Okay, I always wanted to act, and I thought that was like a little bit difficult, but I just came here. I wanted to move to LA, but then for like fashion decisions, I came here. But my first manager told me that I should go and neutralize my accent, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, and I didn't. So I was like, I'm gonna figure it out. And then I was on the streets, and they told me like, hey, would you like to act in this thing? And I was like, sure. And since that moment, I started doing like little roles, and I met like producers, and I don't have big roles now, but I want to, and yeah, that's like a goal. I love acting. Like I love trying, like being different people or having different roles. Like I could be waiting for a bus, or I could be on a club, or I could be a bad person, I could be a gangster, I could be whatever. And it's not real, but
right. That's dope.
Yeah.
What is has that always been? That's always been like what you've wanted to do with act. Like looking back to when you were young.
Yeah, I always wanted to be on TV or like in movies. And it's fun because I've been on TV because of the fashion brand. It's like I got there in another way, different than the way that I thought it was going to be. And now maybe it's easier to get on movies because I already have the brand and I know some people.
Right. So. Give me 1 second. And we can cut this off, so it's perfect. All right, well, I answered one of my questions quick. Had you spent time in New York prior to moving here?
Well, I came a lot of times, but I only spent like before moving here a week.
Okay.
And I was like.
So what was it like moving to New York?
It was like one of like in a second to another. And it was. It's what I always wanted. Like it was like my dream to live here, and I feel so good here. I never want to leave.
So that's it. It's funny. So one of the questions I generally ask people is, do they see themselves dying here in New York? Because I believe that there's some essence in this city that really drives successful people. And I can't necessarily put my finger on exactly what it is. It's almost like New York is a drug of some sorts. But obviously not transitioning into the movie and world and TV world, which is more LA than New York. Do you still see yourself running out of New York rather than LA, or maybe at some point you're?
I can go to one another, but I think I can totally stay here.
What is some of your like favorite New York things?
I don't know, that I think you can walk and walk and walk, and there's everything everywhere, and that you all the time meet new people, and that you know a lot of people too, so you see them everywhere. Like, so you never feel alone.
That's interesting. I never thought of it like that. And it's funny. I took before bike riding. I took a walk this morning, and I almost had that same exact feeling. Like there's always somebody around.
Yeah, there's always somebody around. Or if you, I don't know, if you don't want to go to sleep, there are like a million things to do. If you want to do like a marathon run, they are like there's everything.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna try these new classes that are like on surfboards. It's like doing surf, but not on the water. So I love trying different workouts and weird. So,
interesting.
Yeah. So.
Interesting. So, is there anything that you want to leave us with before we wrap? Maybe about what to expect.
From the brand?
From the brand, from Mery, from the universe, crazy beliefs you may have, whatever it may be.
Crazy beliefs I may have. Did you watch this series Lost?
Yes.
I always feel like New York is the island of Lost, because it's like you have to protect the island. It's like that super island that nobody can leave. I always feel like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Especially since people that live on this island tend not to leave.
Yeah, and you just
Yeah.
get back.
To the point where, like, so I'm a Queens kid. I was born and raised in Queens, still live in Queens.
Okay.
And yet, so many of my friends that live in Manhattan don't ever come to Queens. Unless they need to go to the airport. In which case, they'll come to Queens.
Right.
But other than that, they won't. So it's funny that you paralleled it to loss. That's definitely true. So what's coming for the brands in the near future?
Well, we might develop some shoes for Mery Playa, especially for the playa.
Mm-hmm.
We are launching now 2 new styles that now I have to go and pick up. And that's mostly what we're gonna do one, it's a secret. That's something with the girls, like December.
Like a Christmas special or something?
Not Christmas, but it's
festive. Gotcha. That's cool. Now listen, I can tell you, my wife is definitely a fan of the shoes. I was like, yo, that's hot.
Okay. We can get those.
Oh, that would be amazing. That's dope.
Yeah.
So like, what shocked you about New York? Now that you've lived here for 2.5 years, like the city's very different. Like, and I, there's a lot of huge international cities, similar-ish to New York, but nothing's New York.
Yeah.
What's been the most shocking?
I don't know if shocking, but I like
or that you enjoy.
That people, like, they never stop. Like, or that every day something happens to you. Like, every day you learn something, you meet someone, you learn about new opportunities, you came up with new ideas, and then it's like, it never happened to me anymore. So,
really?
Oh, something that you might be interested in. It's like super new, but we are developing on something Mery. You're gonna be able to eat and feed in the beach.
Hold on. Talk to me about this. I want to hear more about eating on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you can eat on the beach, but you're gonna be able to eat it here. It's gonna be like with the colors of Mery Playa and in a recognized place. So,
that's dope.
yeah, I'm working on the design of that. I want people to like try it and be happy with that.
So
because I heard a lot of complaints about that kind of food in New York. People say like there are no good of those here.
Yeah, I mean, depends. There's a lot less, right? So, like, for example, Gray's Papaya was a New York staple for a long, long time. There's only one location left. It's on 72nd and Broadway. They used to be all over the city. And the hot dogs were 50 cents. And this is when I was growing up in New York in late 90s, early 2000s, when I'm a late teenager, early 20-something. And it was like the place you went after going out. And they were amazing. Now they're all gone. And now there's like similar offshoots of like Papaya King and something else. Yeah. But you're right, when it comes to like really good, you'll find it, but it's hard if you don't know where it is.
Yeah.
You think it doesn't exist.
I always complain because everything comes with sugar, and it's like, why? Like, so my idea is do this thing without the sugar so people can eat.
Interesting. I'm excited. And I'm fat, so whenever it comes out, I'm ready to try it. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much. You sound super busy, and I just imagine you'll be successful. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.